What's cooking? You are very welcome to What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apioko. Today it gets interesting because I have a paddy joining me in the studio. Now, I won't tell you who he is just yet, but if you listen to 97.3 City FM, specifically between 2 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Monday to Friday, you might have heard the term two paddies, two besties, two paddies and a girl. There's always a bestie, friend, some paddy something in there somewhere. One of the paddies is joining me today, and man, is he coming, because he wants to make jollof with goat's meat. I didn't even know he could cook. He's asked me not to use a blender because he's coming to use the asanka, the potoriwa, the agba, the, you know all the names, the ka. He's coming traditional. So let's take a break, and when we come back, we will get cooking. But before then, don't forget that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom, Ufakakra, Na Ye Bebre, Indomie, it tastes great, Fortune Rice and Mopa, and of course, Frital. You, yes you deserve a life of goodness. We'll be right back. How do you come and just take over the kitchen? I'm supposed to introduce you.
Wait, Happy. What's up?
I know, Koomson comes with noise, and clearly he has his own plan for today's show. Yeah. Welcome back. This is still What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. I didn't even get a chance to introduce my guest, but that's what he does, the entertainment prefect. One paddy out of the two paddies on the Traffic Avenue, host of The Chat on Channel 1 TV, and also now host of Trending Africa on Channel 1 TV. Ekow Koomson is in the house, and he's like, he came with no chill. He's ready to just dive in, and he has indeed just started going at it. Like, why? Who does that?
I mean,
I had a whole intro planned for you.
Oh no, you see, sometimes you have to invade the space small, you know, don't let
this
people
is not small. You came and started chopping things.
Oh yeah, because you know, when I hear cooking, then my body is doing me some way, so I have to do it quickly. But how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you? Good to have you here.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me
So, for those of you who've been watching Channel 1 TV for a while, you should know Ekow Koomson.
Yeah.
On social media, it's Ekow Koomson, Koomson with two N's, as he likes to say it all the time. But Ekow is a very interesting human being. We love him around here. We call him the entertainment prefect of Channel 1 TV and City FM, because where there's a party, you best know that Ekow is involved in it. He works very closely with the head of events and partnerships as well. He's involved in a lot of our events.
My one and only madam,
yes.
Shout outs to her. Shout outs to Fima. Shout outs to
Fima. The situation, you know. Look, Ekow is just an entertainment prefect, period. He even does an entertainment segment on Breakfast Daily.
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, we air Breakfast Daily here on Channel 1 TV. But he appears a couple of times a week to come and tell us about what's going on in the world of entertainment. So he's our bona fide entertainment prefect. In the programs department, Ekow, at the beginning of every week, come and tell us what's happening in town and where we should be hanging out on a Tuesday night. Ekow wants us to be chilling till 1 a.m. Who does that? But that is Ekow for you. You're very welcome.
Thank you very much, Happy. I mean, you know, I just can't keep cool because I'm so eager to cook. It's been a long time I cooked, so I'm so eager to cook. But yeah, thank you very much for having me here.
But you clearly know your way around the kitchen.
Yeah.
I didn't have to come and show you anything.
Oh,
and of course, a lot of things were out already.
Yeah.
You just went right into it.
Yeah, because it's when it's something that you love to do from a very young age, you know you know how to move around a bit. You can see me using that. When I mentioned that I was using that potoriwa, you were.
So he told me, Ekow said, when I'm coming, I'm not coming to use a blender, so make sure you have that potoriwa out and the tapoli. I'm grinding everying from scratch. I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah, because I feel like you cannot tell
and you see, so we'll get to that. The reason why we have Ekow Koomson, who speaks Ghana better than I do, you know, it's a running debate. So what are we making? So that's another thing. Ekow didn't tell me what he's coming to make. He just asked for a very specific list of ingredients. We've got carrots here, green peppers, tomatoes. He asked for goat meat, and he said it should be fresh. In fact, what he said was, toe ka bag bele na kan lebie no masumo. I'm like, really, dude?
Yeah.
But yes, fresh goat meat, we have it. We actually went to the abattoir because of Ekow this morning. Onions, we've got garlic here, we've got spices, including bouillon cubes, and then you asked for lettuce.
Yeah.
You know, and then we've got some bay leaves, pepper, and then you said rice.
Yes.
So I can't tell whether you're going to make rice and stew. You two, there's a part of you that's Kenyan. I don't know if you're going to make some Kenyan dish that we've never seen or heard of before.
Yeah.
And we're going to discover today. Or, I don't know, what are we making?
Yeah, so I'm making like my favorite meal. I love it so much. I can
Then
eat
I know
that
what it is.
for the rest of my life.
Jollof.
Yes. Jollof rice is like my favorite meal. And most people say jollof is very difficult to cook, but I always say it's very easy to cook. So I'll be showing you like my easiest process that I used to cook
Yeah,
jollof.
no.
Oh, yeah. And jollof without goat
It's
meat
all,
is
yeah.
jollof without goat meat is not jollof.
Look, there are two people in this company who admit to being, no, three, who admit to being too known. Ekow Koomson,
Yeah.
David Kweku Sechi,
Yeah.
and Benjamin Ketia.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so
Like-
you tell you are too known. Say, yeah,
We know our stuff.
yeah.
We know our things. So yeah, I mean, I'm making some jollof rice, goat meat jollof rice for you. And you know, most times people like to fry the goat meat on the side and then they cook.
Yeah.
No, this one you are mixing
Everything has to be inside. Yeah, you want it soft
Exactly.
and supple.
Exactly.
And it should melt in your mouth.
Oh my God.
It's that kind
That's
of
how I
vibe.
love it. So
That
that's
kind
what
of
we're
vibe.
making for you today. And I also don't like blending my tomatoes. I really don't like blending stuff. I don't know. It's just my way of doing my things.
preference.
So I just chopped it. I don't know when I'm eating jollof and I can see like the skin of the tomato in there.
Then
it
you
gives
get
me some
excited.
feel. Yeah. I don't know, but it just gives me some feel. So that's why.
This is so interesting.
Yeah, that's why I've had to chop it, and then chop my onions as well, and then I have to grind my ginger. But I don't want to grind it. I don't like to blend because I don't like it too smooth.
You
I like
want
it
a bit
bit
chunky.
rough, yeah, so that I'll be able to feel it.
See, the man knows what he's talking about. So he's
Yeah.
giving you reasons for everything that he's doing here.
Exactly, and then
I
I'll.
have a new level of respect for you. How did you end up in Kenya?
So I
Because
was.
Ekow, you're not old. You're a young man.
I'm a very, very young guy.
But you've had a very, very adventurous life.
Yes. So
and I admire that.
thank you,
I
thank you,
admire
thank you
because
very
I
much.
think that a lot of young people in our part of the world, we are too safe. I mean, it's very normal to find a 20-year-old from Europe
Yeah.
just hopping on a plane and coming to experience Africa for the first time, come to Ghana, come to Nigeria, go to Ethiopia, just because they've read about the country and they want to experience it, or they've seen an opportunity and they're going to chase after. But we don't typically do that. So
Yes.
someone like you, you've had a very adventurous life. How
Yeah.
did you end up in Kenya? Let me wash my hands.
Okay, sure. Wash your hands and join me. So my Kenyan experience started in way back in UPSA where I went to university. So I was part of this organization. It's called ISEC.
Yes, the
So-
famous ISEC.
Yes, so it's a youth-run organization where we travel around a lot for volunteer purposes. So we go and work on projects and everything. So in 2018, I was in Kenya, and I went to facilitate a conference there. So they invited me over to come and facilitate a conference. By then, I was just the president for University of Ghana, Legon, the ISEC chapter in Legon. And then after that, they were like, oh, we would really love to work with you one day. And I was like, okay, we can make it happen. So in 2019, the opportunity came for me to be their national director for operations.
Okay.
Yes,
So the
they,
ISEC National Director for Operations.
Yeah.
And this is in Ghana.
No, so that was in Kenya.
In Kenya, okay.
Yes.
So you got the opportunity to go and be the National Director,
in Kenya.
for Operations in Kenya.
Kenya,
Oh, what?
yes.
How old were you then?
I was 20, that was 2019. 2019 is how many years ago?
5 years.
5 years ago, so I was 27.
That's brilliant.
Yes, so 26, 27, that was when I went to
That's
Kenya.
brilliant.
So I ended up there. It was a very, very interesting experience. So when I got there, that was when so 2018 was when I visited the country for the first time. And then 2019 was when I got to stay in the country actually for 2 years. Because
Yeah.
I came back in 2020 due to COVID.
Of course, yeah.
And then that was how. So that's why I always say I'm Ghanaian by birth and a Kenyan by choice, because I love Kenya. Man.
But
I
you
love
know
Kenya.
so much about Kenya. You speak. So which languages do you speak?
So I speak a little bit of Kiswahili.
Okay, a little bit of Kiswahili.
So if you ask me a question, I'll be able to give you an answer. But you don't expect me to be able to speak like
to hold a no, but I've seen you interact with Kenyans and people who speak Kiswahili, even people who speak Shona.
Yeah.
You know, from the bigger region.
Exactly.
You know,
exactly.
the bigger Eastern African region, and you're able to hold your own.
Yeah, I'm able to.
Or it's because me, I don't understand, so I'm impressed for nothing. No, but the people seem to be impressed.
Yeah.
Because they get excited.
That was my stint in Kenya,
country.
2019 to 2020, and then I came back to Ghana in 2020 due to COVID.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's
been my experience there. Okay,
so now let's talk about life before Kenya, and you've given us a little bit about it, your time with ISEC, how you got involved with the organization. But prior to that, what was it like growing up? Do you have siblings?
Oh, yeah, I have 3 siblings. You know, I nearly said we are 4 sisters. But yeah.
Pause. We need to show this to our viewers. Yeah, we need to show this. Just that.
My name is Asante Benjamin, and you can call me Asante Boy. We are 4 sisters, and I'm the last born.
Yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, so we are 4 siblings, 2 boys, 2 girls. So I have a brother and 2 sisters. And so my mom and my dad, we are all 6 in number. So it's very interesting how we grew up. And I went to a Saito school, actually. So for me, it's very interesting when I talk about this Saito time, because you know, it's a time that most people are not super.
What school specifically did you go to? You know, I don't like people to end by saying I went to a Saito school. The schools have names.
Okay.
Right. So what?
When I mention my school, don't be surprised. So I went to home school. But you know, now when you say home school, people think you were
home school.
Exactly. But the name of my school is actually home school. Because back then, that was the name they give to the school. Okay. It was called home school. Okay. And it's in Southla. Okay. So close to Deacon Center.
So you're a Southla boy.
Yeah, I grew up in that.
No, I know Southla very well, the Southla Kajano area. In fact, my big sister lives there, so I know the area very well.
Exactly. So, I mean, what I'm doing now, I've washed my meat. I want to season it a bit.
Okay.
So let me just put it here. Yeah, you can help me with the...
All right, so what kind of seasoning do we want on it?
You can give me just 1 cube and then the good seasoning. Yes.
Which one is the good seasoning?
Oh, the brown one.
The brown one.
Yeah,
oh, okay.
The brown one is the good seasoning.
Okay.
So give me enough.
Okay, so we want a cube.
Yes.
And then tell me if it's enough.
Yes, that's enough.
It's enough?
That's enough,
okay, and then we'll do a cube.
Will be fine.
Okay. This is a shrimp cube?
Yes, that's a shrimp cube.
Alrighty.
Good.
Because we want to understand your flavors.
Yes.
Okay, this is all we need?
Yeah.
Are we adding?
I'll put some ginger and some garlic.
Okay.
So
but look at how smooth that is.
Yeah.
No, guys, you have to admire Ekow's Apotoriwa skills. Look at this. You know. So for the uninitiated, especially me, for the Kenyans who are watching us, since Ekow's family members from Kenya will be watching us, you know, when we say Apotoriwa, so there are many names for this.
Yeah.
It's an earthenware bowl, but it plays a very critical role in the Ghanaian kitchen, especially traditionally. And some would call it an apotoriwa, asanka, vegba, ka, depending on which part of the country you come from, what language you speak. It has a different name. But if you're looking for an English name, your best bet would be an earthenware bowl. But it comes with a lot of skill. There are ridges in there, and you have to be able to put the ingredients along the ridges using this. It's a pestle, but we call it a tapuli.
Yeah.
So, and when you get the skill right, you can actually create a very fine paste if you're grinding something. And he's mastered it. A lot of Ghanaians can't do it, I tell you. You know?
Yes, so there you have it. So like I was saying, I went to home school, and I schooled from there till I was in till class 6.
Okay.
And then from there, I went to Southla Estate, JHS.
Okay, is that the one near the beach?
Yes,
okay.
Close to Kajano, the Presbyterian Church. Yes. Yeah, so that's why I schooled actually. Okay. So I was there for 3 years, and then after that, I gained admission to. So I wrote BEC actually, and then I gained admission to St. Thomas Aquinas Senior High School.
Very interesting. So you're an Accra boy.
Yeah. So I grew up in Accra, but there's an interesting story to that. So I actually wanted to.
And in Aquinas, you're a day student then?
Yes, I was a day student. So I actually wanted to be a boarding student. Now, in my final year before I went to Aquinas, so the final BEC year, I went to do something bad in school and I was lashed in front of assembly. And my dad was like, oh, even here, this is what you are doing. You want to go to a boarding
Then
school.
you will
So
be a day student.
yes, so I ended up being a day student, and that was it. So that was why I went to school.
What did
so
you do?
I went to scale a wall.
Where were you going?
So I was late for school, and I was trying to avoid being lashed at the gate. So I went to scale the wall so that I'll be able to, I'll beat the teachers.
And then to meet a bigger trouble.
Yeah, so apparently one of the teachers was standing right there. I don't know what he was doing there at that time. And then he caught up with us, and then so we're like
so you
four
were
boys.
the only one. Okay.
So we're like four boys, and then that Friday, so it was a Friday. That Friday too, there was PTA.
Oh.
And of all days, I don't know what my dad came to do there that day. Because my mom is the one that normally comes. But that day, my dad shows up. And then they were like, we'll discipline you. So I thought they made us. So they made us kneel down from like morning to like midday. So morning to like 8 to like midday. So I've knelt down for 4 hours already. And I was thinking, oh, that's it. Then they go for PT and then they call us, the four boys. So I thought we were going to tell them that, oh, these four boys are stubborn boys. They're going to flip the wall. Oh, apparently we were about to be arraigned before the
Sanhedrin.
And then be lashed. So we're caned, and then my dad was like unhappy about it.
Of course, it's embarrassing.
Because I'm a very calm guy at home.
No parent wants to be embarrassed like that.
And then so that's how I had that very uninteresting experience, I like to put it. And so my dad was like, no, you're not going to the boarding house again. You'll be a day student.
Where I can see you.
I can see you every day. So I ended up in Aquinas. But I grew up also in Osu areas. So Osu, Labadi, South Lad, this environment. So I mean, that's how my growing up was.
And it's because your family was living
Yes,
there.
my family was living there. My dad was working somewhere in Osu. My mom was working in Southla.
Okay.
So it was just around.
So that explains, because when you speak to Ekow, everything about him is Ga. The way he speaks is Ga. The way he even eats his kenke. The way I know Jollof is his favorite. When he's talking about komikekina, the way he talks about it, he doesn't even call it, he calls it utin.
Yeah.
Only a proper guy will say that,
Man.
and his mannerisms, his love, guys, we have a very big love for life.
Yes.
We love life,
Yes.
and we live life to the fullest.
Yes.
And Ekow has that. The
Yeah.
reason why he's an entertainment prefect. So this explains why.
Yeah.
This explains
And
why.
I
But do you
also-
speak Fanti?
It
It doesn't even sound great.
Yeah,
It doesn't even sound great.
The fancy but yeah. But I speak a little bit of it. It's not like something that I'm very good at.
Let's go for a break. So we've got our goat meat on fire. We didn't add any water because it's steaming in its own juices, its own fat, and then we've got the spice in there. When we come back, we would have made some headway on getting the actual jollof going. But let's go for a break. This is What's Cooking. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Indomie. Tastes great. Tasty ton ufa kakra na ye bebre.
Yeah, I like that one.
Fortune rice and mopa, and of course, Frital. You, yes you, hello there. You deserve a life of goodness. We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is still What's Cooking on Channel 1 TV. And we're still cooking up a storm here with Mr. Ekow Koomson.
Yeah.
The fancy guy man, or the guy fancy man with a sprinkle of Kenyan on top. Nikpapo Ekow. I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Wow. We've done a lot.
Yes.
And let's just do a quick recap. I mean, I know we saw the images, but just letting our viewers know exactly what we have in the pot. We did say before we went on the break that by the time we came back, we would have done some work on the jollof. which is the star of the show.
Yes, yes, yes,
The
yes,
goat's meat is ready. It's
Yeah,
been steamed,
very ready.
so it's
Steamed,
here.
fried.
And fried as
Yes.
well with frito, because we deserve a life of goodness.
Yeah.
And we've got, our... Okay, so you tell us what's in
Yes,
here.
so there's the sauce, the base sauce for the jollof. You know, jollof is a mixture of sauce and rice. And there's a saying that anybody who eats stew or jollof with stew has trust issues. I mean, that's a conversation we can have another time. So the
Like.
base, which is the stew, is ready. So oil, I put my ginger, garlic, grinded, also some pepper, and also the tasty tom.
Tasty Tom.
Charlie, I use just a little.
Because of kakra.
Now I have the gravy.
I mean, that's it.
Yes, and then also some fresh tomatoes as well. So I've not put any salt, nothing in there yet. I'll put the salt and the seasoning and everything after I've put the rice.
Okay.
So I'll be able to have the rice.
Is there a reason why you're
yes,
doing
because
that?
sometimes when you put the salt and the seasoning in the stew before you put the rice, you might not get the right balance for the salt and the taste after you put the rice. So when you put more, then it becomes too salty or too seasoned. So I want to put everything when I put the rice, so that I'll be able to have a right balance for the salt and everything.
I haven't seen that technique before.
Yeah.
But clearly, like I said, you know what you're doing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so what's next? We have some vegetables here.
Yes, so the carrot, bell pepper, I'll use it to garnish everything.
Okay.
Yes,
Hey.
but right now I want us to put the rice.
You understand garnish?
Oh yeah, as an aside, anything fine.
Really, ne.
Or they will see, you know, you're fine. You know, right now I'm trying to speak the fancy, but the fancy is not.
It's not coming.
It's
It
not
has
working,
to
but
come.
It's fine. We'll take it like that. So right now I want to put the rice into the sauce.
Okay.
Then I'll put my salt and everything. So let me wash the rice
So we're going
first.
to wash the rice.
Yes, because
Okay,
sometimes.
let me just stir this a bit.
Yeah. Stir
We
it
don't
for me.
need any water in here.
No.
No?
Not now.
Okay. It smells wonderful, though.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It smells like a good old traditional gaflo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
'Cause you know,
Without the fish or anything, just the
Yeah.
tomato stew.
Because you know, I just use the
Tomato
fresh
sauce.
pepper too.
Yeah.
I really like the
okay.
Yeah, I like the
Smell
fresh
it.
pepper. So
Okay, I also see why you said we should not, because even though you strain the rice, there's still a little bit of water
yes,
in there.
a little bit of water. So, and then also the rice. If you put the salt and everything, the salt will be lost if you don't take care.
Okay.
And then you might put more salt and it will become too salty. So
Okay.
you need to be measured in putting it. And I also cook it like I use the technique when I'm cooking regular rice.
Do you
or
know
normal
how
rice.
many times in your lifetime you've prepared this jollof recipe? Is it countless?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Because the tips are just rolling off of your fingertips.
Yes.
You know,
Oh,
see what
wow.
I did there? Yeah.
Boss.
The tips are just rolling off of your fingertips.
yes. So there you have it. Yeah. So we just allow it to cook, and it will be ready for
already
everything.
looks
So now
gorgeous.
after, I'll put now I can put my meat if I want now, or I can put it later on.
Okay.
But I'd rather choose to put it now.
Yeah. Okay, so we can
So
add in
because
now.
it also has some
Okay,
seasoning.
Okay, so
so
you
that
also
the-
want that
yes.
the taste to get in there.
Exactly. So the taste has
see.
to be in there.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, let me just say that we're using Fortune Emopa.
Mm-hmm.
And Fortune Emopa is great for wache, jollof. You know, usually the orange one, we would use that when we're doing maybe a fried rice or whatnot. But I just want people to know that Fortune rice is a brilliant rice range. It's made in Ghana, bagged in Ghana. Wilma Africa is the mother company, as they are for Frito. But there are different kinds of rice, and Fortune Rice has really thought through what we do in our Ghanaian kitchens. And because of that, they've given us different ranges. So if you're going to do jollof with Fortune Rice, you may want to try the Emopa.
Yes.
Okay, so meat
So
goes
yeah,
in here.
you can put the meat in there.
Okay. I
with
want to steal some of the meat.
Oh yeah,
let
just
me
steal it
put
and
on-
taste it.
Let's put it on the side.
Yeah.
Okay. And you want the seasoning in there.
Yes. I want the seasoning in there as well.
Okay.
As much of it that can end up in there, that's fine.
So
You can please stir for me.
don't forget, we didn't add water.
Yeah, we've not
to the
added water
broth.
yet.
Yeah.
So after everything, I'll now add a bit of water.
Okay. Your recipe is very interesting.
Yeah, and you know, people will say you put water, you measure the water, but me, I'll use my eye to measure.
No, you're an African man. And Africans, we have a special grace we measure with our souls,
Yeah.
and with our hearts, and with our spirits, and then we use our eyes to see it in the physical.
Is it matching? So everything has to work in there well. So let me put some rice
what
as
we
you stir.
do.
Some water, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I need
Alrighty.
a bit more water.
This looks amazing already. So how do you know when the water is enough? That's a problem with African technique.
Yeah, you know, the African magic. So I'll be able to tell when the water is enough. Because, you know, it has stew, and the stew is already...
African magic, it means something else. Should we do?
I mean, I don't mean juju, by the
Are we
way.
doing, as Mr. Richard Mensah would say, Ajana 1, Ajana 2. Then the jollof will be ready.
Yeah. But that's all we're doing here. Here we are cooking, like, you know, proper cooking. So now we can put a bit of the seasoning and then the salt as well. It tastes good, huh?
This is really good.
So I put one of these. And then a bit of the...
I love it.
You like it?
I love it.
Good.
I don't know how you did this.
So it's the magic in my recipe. Yeah.
Okay, so where did you learn how to cook?
So,
Your mom?
Yes, my mom. But I'll tell you
Or
the
some
story.
girl in your
No,
neighborhood?
no, not a girl. Interestingly, I love to cook. But
I'm just checking because sometimes people tell us it's their mothers, but when you go and look inside the history books, it was some girl in the hood.
So
You know?
it's my mom. But interestingly, my little brother was contributed greatly to why I love to cook to today. So what happened is that when we were young, my mom would go to the market most of the time, and it was 2 boys first before the girls came.
She's a trader.
Yes, she's a trader. So what will happen is if she goes out, there's no food. So you either take care of yourself or you wait for her to come back home. Now, it's okay. Now,
Hey,
you wait-
drama. Just tasting the, oh my lord. Anyway,
Yeah.
it's a call. Gotta love it.
Do you wait for her to come back home before you eat, or you try to find something for yourself? And my brother, by then, I'm 6 years older than my brother, so my brother will try and cook something for himself, and he will leave me out because he'll be like, I can't cook for my senior brother. So then I was like, okay, you need to have something, find something for yourself. So I started with like spag. So you'll be cooking spag here and there, and I went on to rice, and I went on to
Spag
the
is the street name for spaghetti.
no,
Or
talia.
one of the street names. There's
Talia.
spag
There's
and there's
talia.
talia.
Yeah, and there's macaroni.
And macaroni. Everything is macaroni. Whether it's spaghetti or penne or tagliatelle or fettuccine, it is talia.
Oh.
It is macaroni.
The recent one we cooked with, when we were having a cooking competition recently, vermicelli.
Vermicelli.
Yeah, yeah. So that was how come I ended up learning how to cook, because it's very important for you to be able to take care of yourself before mom comes home. So I had to learn the hard way. And then it went on like that, and my mom was like, okay. And I'm also somebody who is very close to my mom. So from there, I was like, okay, when my mom is cooking in the kitchen, I'd rather sit by her and learn how to cook. And yeah, that was how come I got to this point with all my cooking skills in
Love
kitchen.
it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay, so our jollof is on the fire.
Yeah, it's on the fire now, low heat, because if you put too much fire or too much heat, then
Then it becomes an issue.
yeah, it will burn.
Okay,
Ibangla.
Ibangla.
Yeah,
Ibangla.
Yeah.
Ibangla. You know, there's some phonetics in Ga.
If you try to use the English term, it doesn't give it the feeling that you want. So
You know, the Ga alphabet. A, B, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, O, I, O, O. Yeah, but that's it.
wow.
But that's it.
Okay. That's a surprise though, because I didn't know this aspect of you. So I want to use this to garnish, you know, our jollof when it's ready. But you know, as we are talking, I want to be doing something.
No,
because
it's very
actually, when I'm in
necessary.
the kitchen, I don't want to be there.
No,
idle.
you naturally. He doesn't like being idle. He doesn't like being idle.
It's like you're blowing everything about me out there.
He's like Tajuddin, host of Vox Pop Central, but not on steroids.
Yeah. So that's my carrot just to garnish everything and just get to enjoy.
So tell me, so from St. Thomas Aquinas,
Yeah.
you went to
University of Professional Studies.
okay, right,
Yes.
formerly IPS.
Yes, formerly
okay,
IPS,
and
yes.
now UPSA, as many call it, in Accra.
Yes.
Okay.
I schooled in Accra.
What did you study?
So I studied marketing.
Okay.
So I'll tell you how I ended up studying marketing actually. So after St. Thomas Aquinas, I decided not to go to university.
Wait, hang on. So does this mean that you did general arts?
Yes, I did general
okay.
arts in St. Thomas Aquinas,
okay.
yes. And so after high school, I didn't want to go to the university because I
Why
felt like...
not?
I don't know. It felt a bit weird. All my friends are going to the university. And actually, I wanted to, this whole energy of, I want to travel out of the country.
Yeah.
So that was like, I was also part of that group of people.
Okay.
I want to be out of the country. And by that time, too, some waffle had promised me that he would come and take me.
It's coming to take you to Abrochi.
So Uncle had promised
It's
me.
taking you beyond the borders.
Exactly. So I was super excited about that. And then it didn't happen like for 4 years. So I had to move on to do other things. So before I actually went to UPSA, I worked in a supermarket for some time. I am cooking. I'm cooking. Me and Jollof.
But why are you coming to disgrace him here? You see, and so this is Bernard Aveku Autry.
Need to 1 minute.
Yes, and he's the one who is always fighting Ekow about his poor fancy skills.
Me and Jollof.
And I'm not even introduce.
No.
Hey, are you sure?
Very sure. Look at it.
Hey,
It's not bad, is it?
no,
No, not at all. Not at all.
Hey, oh, buddy.
Make sure 1 or 2
Yeah.
at a time. Yeah.
Hey, man, I hear YouTuber there.
Can't believe this.
Hey, Salvatore, better tone now when you have.
Oh, and I'm not to tell. Tobo.
What kind of violence is this?
No, I'm surprised. And you're sure that I'm going to run.
No,
Don't worry.
it's him.
When it's
All
ready, I'll
him.
call you.
No, I'm going to see her.
No problem.
Because Sentinel on someone's son.
Now it means Anna.
You know. I'm telling you.
Can't hold short one. Come on.
I'm a mouse for me. Won't sweat. You're paying me. I always see that.
Mate. Oh, Muhammad.
Bernard Aveku Autry from the Channel 1 Sports Desk. We love him.
Oh my God. Now I'm feeling the
Gotta
heat.
love him.
But yeah, I mean, it feels good. So after St.
No,
Thomas
he really
Aquinas.
put you on the spot.
Yeah, I mean.
No, your fancy is abysmal, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So after Aquinas, I decided to work in a supermarket for some time. After that, so I was in a supermarket for like a year, and then I went to work at the Arts and Culture Center.
Yes.
So I used to polish drums and do maracas and kushka and everything. And then from
So
there,
that's why you can play them.
yeah. And then from there, I went to work in a pharmaceutical company too for some time. I was in the factory, so I was producing paracetamol and cough syrup for some time.
You are producing what?
Paracetamol and cough syrup.
That we probably drank at some point in our life.
Exactly, for some time. So after that, and then I realized, Charlie,
But is it that these places that you worked, they were the opportunities available at the time, or you thought, oh, I want to go and try something in this industry? How did it work?
so now,
Or was it that you were hungry and so
yeah,
they
so
tell
when,
you have
after
to?
2 years when the waffle was not showing up, now you have to find something, Because I told my parents I didn't want to go to school, so my dad had also closed his mind on that. And so I had to now find myself doing something. That's why I ended up there.
Yeah.
So after 4 years, my dad was like, no, you have to get back to school because I really want you to go back to school because this your waffle is not going to come.
No, but I admire your parents.
Yeah.
Because some parents, many parents actually, especially from where we come from, they say, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
You go to school.
Exactly.
I want to see my son walk with cap and gown. School,
Yeah.
what do you mean? But for them to give you the space to express yourself and discover yourself,
Yeah.
it's not many parents who have the patience to do that.
Yes,
so
yes,
I want to applaud them for that.
Yeah, so they got me back into school. So I went to UPSA. Now, how I ended up in UPSA, I read a book Why You Act the Way You Do by Tim LaHaye. He was talking about temperament.
I know that book's brilliant.
Yes, and then that was
What's
how
your
come.
temperament?
So I'm sanguine.
Okay.
And
well, we knew that.
Yeah, and then.
But anything else? A bit of flag?
I'm also a Taurus, so
No,
I'm
you are so very yes.
very energetic, and I also love to do everything. So those were like how I got to appreciate some of these things, and then went to UPSA, studied marketing for 4 years, and then boom.
But you read a lot.
Yeah, I love to read as well because I feel like that's the only way. Because that's how come I actually got into the culture of reading, and then when I traveled to Kenya as well, it actually gave me that spark to read. Because we went to visit a family, and then when we got into their house, dad was reading, mother was reading,
The Kenyans
3
love to
children.
read, eh?
And I was the only one there. Then the friend I went with was like, "Oh, bro, can I have a book too?" He was like, "Oh, I just got this book. You can go pick it to read." So, literally 4 people or 5, they were all reading. I was the only one who was not reading. I was like, "Okay, let me just find something."
They
to read
weren't
as well.
on their phones.
No,
They were reading.
They were reading. They were all reading. A family that reads. So that's how come I also got into the culture of reading. And then I had to pick it from there. So from there I went to Kenya and I came back and then I ended up in CT and Channel 1 TV.
And we've enjoyed having you here. But let's go for a break while you're chopping your carrots and dicing your green peppers. Let's go for a break. When we return, we'll see how the jollof has come along. Garnish, garnish. Arrange the tin nicely, and then we'll wine and we will dine like the 2 patties that we are. So let's go for a break. This is Still What's Cooking. We will be right back. You are very welcome back, and it's Still What's Cooking right here on Channel 1 TV. My name is Apioka. My guest today, the Ekow Koomson, 1 patty out of 2 patties from the Traffic Avenue, host of The Chat on Channel 1 TV, host of Trending Africa on Channel 1 TV, and an all-round entertainment prefect for generations present, past, and future. He is on the set today, and he has prepared some of the best tasting jollof I've found and experienced in my entire life. I tell you. No, like my heart is full of joy because it's not like I didn't think you could cook. Ekow.
Yeah.
I knew you could. But I love it when someone really understands the technicality and the science behind cooking.
Yeah.
And you brought that to the set today.
Yeah,
So
I
thank
had
you.
to. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
I've been watching this show ever since I was a kid, so.
What?
It's a popular line, eh?
Such a Ghanaian. Oh, I've been watching this show since I was a kid.
So yeah, it's an
It's
honor
an
to
honor
be
to
here.
be here. Well, let's not forget that this show is sponsored by Tasty Tom. Mufa kakra, na ye bebre. Indomie, it tastes great. Frito, you deserve a life of goodness. And Fortune Rice and Mopa, all of them holding us down on the show. We cannot do it without you, and we are grateful for that. So, Ekow, the tradition here is once you are the chef, you are the one who serves the food.
Oh, who serves the food? Okay,
So over to you.
Good. I mean, I'll serve
With
you
all
very
this
soon.
Garnishing.
Yeah, achehi.
At the chehe.
Yeah, they look nice.
The chehe.
Yeah.
You need
But
to.
you see, this is the jollof itself.
Okay.
And this is the kanzo.
The kanzo.
Yeah, so I don't know if you want a bit of this and a bit of that.
Of course I do.
Okay.
What's jollof
So
without
which
a little
one-
bit of kanzo?
which one should be
So let's
more?
start. No, the jollof should be more.
More, and then we'll take this. All right,
because
cool.
the kanzo, let me find my culinary language. The kanzo adds a bit of texture. So when you take a bite, it gives you the slightest bit of a crunch.
The matriarch is speaking.
And then,
Are you sure you know your matriarch mood yet?
every now and then I slip into it. I have to be very conscious. But you're bringing it,
Oh
you
yeah,
just-
I mean, I'm the energy.
You
man.
got the perfect orange color.
Yeah, I had to. Because if you have tasty tongue, if you fuck a crane,
It's so perfect.
Yeah. It had to represent.
That's enough, thank you.
That's enough, eh? So with some
Perfect, yes, with
some
some
kanzo.
kanzo.
Okay, all right.
Original kanzo.
You know, the kanzo is actually. I hear my boss is around and he's really admiring the kanzo. That's Mr.
beautiful.
Richard Mensah.
Mr.
is
Richard
around.
Mensah.
Yeah. So.
AKA the commander of nations.
Yes.
AKA OJ.
OJ himself is
AKA
around.
Mijafu.
Yes. So he's enjoying my kanzo. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
Okay. Even the kanzo has beauty
it feels
in
good.
it.
Exactly.
It's like you intentionally burnt it in all the right places.
Oh my God! I'm giving you all the colors. You know, you have to feel it.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Well, Ekow,
Yes.
while you do your serving for yourself,
Hey.
let's get into
You're
this
taking a lead.
conversation.
Okay, go ahead.
So we started, or we left off in terms of conversation from where you went to UPSA.
Yeah.
And then you studied marketing.
Yes.
You were done. You went to Kenya,
Yes.
came back.
Yes.
How did you end up at Channel 1 in City? Because I remember, I mean, it was the oddest thing. It was COVID. And it was a difficult time for everybody,
Yeah.
for us here as well. And all of a sudden, this bouncy young man with a bit of an attitude just steps into our offices at Abraka. Where is he from? You know, he's a very interesting
Don't
character.
kill me. So when I came, I had attitude.
Not in a bad way, like, you know, it's like...
I knew my stuff.
Yes, a tiny bit of conceit.
Oh my God.
How did you end up here?
So I remember in 2018, yes, there's this sport in Labone that I used to go to a lot because of ISEC as well. So that was where I met the CEO for Channel 1 and City FM, the Samuel Atamesa.
AKA the Oracle.
Sames. Yes.
Call him the Oracle.
Yes. So,
When he's not listening.
Yeah. So that's why I met him. And I didn't know who he was. But I mean, I go there, go have my bottle of drink or glass of drink, don't mention anything. And I also dance a lot because I mean, I love to dance. So I'll just be there, enjoy myself with Kwampa music playing, right? So there was this time he was around with, I mean, staff of Channel 1.
Right.
I think you were celebrating an anniversary. And then Kwampa mentioned my name that, oh, we have the president of ISEC in Legon here. And I was like, huh? They sent someone to call me. So he called two of us actually. And on this point, I want to really stress on what he has been talking about almost every time, the power of relationships. So we built a relationship there. I took his number, he took mine, we spoke. So when I was about to leave Ghana to Kenya, I actually spoke to him. So he was like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm with ISEC. I'm going to Kenya, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, go. It's a very good opportunity for you to go. So go and have an experience and come back. So I went, COVID hit. So before I came back to Ghana, I messaged him actually. I was like, oh, Pops, how you doing? But from time to time, throughout my 2 years, from time to time, I'll message him. I'll be like, oh, how you doing? He'll be like, oh, can you check Channel 1 on DSTV if it's working? I mean, how is it looking, blah, blah. So we used to speak a lot. So when I was coming back, I messaged him. I was like, okay, cool, come. So I was like, okay. So when he told me when I come, I should come to his office. Stubborn of me, I didn't go. So I was at the usual joint, and then he pops up. So he was like, you've arrived in Ghana? I said, yes. So, but I told you to come to the office, he never came. I'm like, oh, Pops, I'll come tomorrow. So I come the next day, it was a Wednesday. I walk into the office, and it's like, so now that you're here, what are you going to? I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Would you be okay if we work here? And I'm like, why not? I mean, it's COVID, people are not getting jobs. So if I'm going to get a job...
During COVID.
Of course, I'm going to be super excited. And then we spoke, sent me to my manager then. Sent my manager there. We had an interview and everything. And yeah, that's how I ended up here. And then I started my whole media journey, my whole media experience and everything. So I had never done anything TV. I had never done anything radio. My background is events because of ISEC. Yeah. And then that was how this whole journey started.
Cooking?
At least today you didn't interrupt us mid-sentence.
No.
How may we help you?
In fact, today, why did the cooking take, too long?
How did the cooking take too long?
You know, Jollof is my thing, and the kanzo.
Everything is your thing. There's nothing that you cooked on that is not your, everything is your thing.
You like everything?
Pick a side.
No.
You see? So what?
So today, I see, hey, Jollof looks very appetizing, colorful. Wow. And there's some leafy things there. And the kanzoria. This judging will be very, very tough.
Just bring your plate.
Yes.
need to serve
Please do.
Right. Unfortunately.
Do me the honors. Can I juice myself?
Who says that?
Can you do what?
Juice himself. But what's your chair?
Is it tolo beef? No, I like to stand.
Why?
So that I can attack it well.
But I hear when you
But
stand
is
and
it a fight?
Is
you know
it?
this thing when you say you stand and you eat, it goes into
It
your
goes
legs.
into your legs.
This is a high table.
But is it a fight?
Eh?
Are you fighting with the food?
No, it's not a fight. It's just that so that I can take my time and grade him well. You see?
You
Because
know,
this time,
I don't even know why I ask these questions because I can never understand you. Like, I don't know.
oh sister,
You brought your cutlery as usual.
oh yes. But I can't possibly forget it.
So this box, do you wash it?
The box, I dust it.
With what? With what?
Is it tolo beef?
Yeah, it's tolo beef.
Oh, okay, nice.
That's my favorite actually.
Tolo beefy. Tolo beefy.
Ekow.
Yes.
So you came.
Yeah.
Events background.
Yep.
What has the experience been like so far?
It's been amazing. I think I've grown a lot throughout this experience. And I owe it all to Samantha. Like I always say it, I owe it all to Samantha and to the people I've worked with. Because I remember the very first day I was put on TV to go host a show, 30 minutes. It was a Thursday and then it was a Friday and they were like, oh, Ekow, you'll be hosting 30 minutes on Friday.
Yep.
And this is a show I've been watching every time. And that was the very first time I was going to be on TV.
You've been watching the show since you were a kid.
So that's when I was told it, I was like, okay. So that was the very first time I had an in-ear monitor in my ears. Somebody speaking to me whilst I'm talking. And then I also used to go for radio interviews a lot. So that was where I also had my radio experience and everything. But I'm also someone that when you give me something, I try to put myself into everything that
That
I'm
is
doing.
definitely true.
And then I'll try to learn as much as possible. So I'll learn outside of everything that I'm doing to be able to grow and become better at what I'm doing. So when people see me, they're like, are you sure you never went to any media school? I'm like, no, I never went to any media school. But yeah, I've had to learn this. And I feel like I'm a proper definition of learning on the job because everything I know in media, I learned on the job. I never went to school for it.
Do you think that your prior experiences prepared you for that one moment when someone said, come here? Because the City Channel 1 experience is very diverse. And I mean, you'd attest to that. You come in here, you think you have a certain skill, and then someone will squeeze you, the system will churn you.
Yeah.
And before you realize you're doing something you never even dreamt of doing.
or imagined you could do or anything.
But
so,
then at the same time, a lot of the time when you reflect, for many people, you realize that there are certain experiences that you had. You didn't understand what you were doing with those experiences, but they come to bear and they bring you fruits
Yes.
on the job.
That's very, very true. So when I was with ISEC as the president back then, every meeting you have to do a presentation. So you have to be able to speak to an audience. You should know how to engage them, how to put your thoughts together, how to present your thoughts and everything. So I feel like those were things that really helped me. And then also being somebody who was never shy of camera, because people always say, oh,
Because you're not a shy person.
I'm not a shy person at all. I'll dance anywhere and everywhere. Once there's music and I can be able to coordinate my body to the music.
No, literally. It's
fine.
anywhere and everywhere,
And anywhere
literally.
and everywhere, I just dance to it. So I feel like these are the experiences that contributed to me today. And then also grabbing the bull by the horn. That's always been my slogan. Like once an opportunity is presented to me, I'm like, it's like if you push to the deep end of the pool, you sink or you swim.
Absolutely.
So you have to. So I always try to swim my way back to where I can survive.
Absolutely. Ekow, thank you.
Thank you too for having me.
It's, you know, I'm a storyteller, and so I feed off of stories, and your story is a very entertaining, interesting, unexpected one, but it's inspiring, and I think that that's the takeaway. You know, yesterday I saw a post on Instagram, and a lady who I've known for a long time, I respect her so much. She was only now getting her first degree, and I didn't know. You know, you would never be able to tell. And I thought that was inspiring because A lot of the time, you feel if you don't have this by a certain age, if you haven't done this by a certain age, then you
are not
failed.
back.
But she's made so much impact in what she does and where she goes that you think that she's backed by certain qualifications that we believe she should have. And then I hear a story like yours, someone who wasn't looking to go to the university, you did marketing, found yourself going to different places and different countries, and I think you've just made the best of every situation
Everything.
that you found yourself in, and it makes me appreciate more the person that I get to work with.
Thank you
So
very much.
thank you.
Thank you too for
And thank you
having
for being open about your story. Kwe, oye konuku.
No, you see, he wasn't hiding. In the Suba, you know. At least he was drinking with the boss. He didn't know he would become his boss.
That's true. He wasn't pretending.
Yes.
You know, people like to pretend now. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, man.
So that was good for you.
that's
Thank
true.
you very much.
Showed his
Thank
true
you.
colors.
Yeah, I mean, I can't
So
hide
even
it.
some men know you become the entertainment prefect in
Oh, yeah.
this
He's
place.
not shocked. Anytime I do something, he's not shocked.
Because he's seen
people,
it.
people will tell him, I saw Ekow do it. It's like,
Oh.
was he dancing? Yes. Oh,
So
that's fine.
this
It's
is
fine.
it's fine.
Yes.
Taster General,
Yes,
your
yes,
verdict.
yes. Try this jollof by Ekow.
Are you
Koomson.
sure you were paying attention to what you're eating, or you're just eating?
Oh, I like the pepper, the kanzoria, tolobizi chale. The might do or no. It's not even in the traffic avenue.
Oh my
It's in
God.
the chat.
Have I shocked you?
It's in the chat.
No, have I shocked you?
You don't know. When you leave the traffic avenue, you become top of the tops in the chat.
Hey, boss.
On that note,
Yes.
Taster General, you're definitely not a rapper.
No.
Stick to tasting and gate crashing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been my absolute pleasure to host Ekow Koomson here on What's Cooking Today. Ekow, thank you
Thank you
once
too for
again.
having me.
Thank you. And I hope you'll come back again.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know you have some other recipes,
Yeah,
jollof with red beans and
yeah,
things.
exactly. That's
the fancy
way.
side of you.
Yeah. And I'll give
It's
you
there.
a Kenyan meal.
Yep.
I want to come back and prepare ugali.
Oh, yes.
Ugali with sukuma
Yes,
wiki.
yes. No, do you know,
With the Kenyan
I
meal,
want-
add a little of the leaf.
Okay,
I
okay,
want
okay.
githeri.
Githeri, no
I
problem.
want githeri.
No problem.
I want githeri.
I'll do that for you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our Ga stroke, Fanti stroke, Ghanaian stroke, Kenyan human being whom we love so much, our entertainment prefect, has been our guest today, Ekow Koomson, one of the paddies, one of the two paddies of the Traffic Avenue on 97.3 City FM. You should catch him Monday to Friday, 2 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. He's also the host of The Chat here on Channel 1 TV. Saturday, 6:30 p.m. You can find him trending Africa, letting us know what's happening in the world of news around the continent, the biggest continent in the world. Ekow is there as well, and he's just an all-round fascinating, amazing human being, and I'm blessed to know him. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining us. My name is Apioko. We'll see you next time.